everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I'm here to kick off a new Project 10 pan. I know I haven't finished my previous Project 10 pan. I'm still working on those products, but I did want to get started with a new Project 10 pan. I really like doing 2 Project 10 pans a year, so I didn't want to delay the start of this one any longer. So I will share with you the products that I'm trying to finish off. So in total I have 13 items. I always like to have a few extra items in case something takes me longer than expected. But once I finish off 10 of these items, then this project will be completed. And my goal for this project is to have it finished off by or before the end of 2018. So the first item I'm trying to finish off is from Hourglass. It's a primer. It's the Veil Mineral Primer. It is a deluxe size. I have a few things in this project pan that were from the Sephora favorites. It was like a primer set that I got at the end of last year. But you can see where I'm starting with this. This does have SPF 15, so it's why I did want to try to finish it off before the SPF expires. But you can see how much I've used up of this and what I have left. There is some product on the side of the packaging. I'll have to see. Actually, I think it's pretty, yeah, I can just twist it off. So I'll try to, once I kind of can't pump out any more product, use a brush or something to try to get all that remaining product stuck to the sides. But here, that's where I'm starting with this. It shouldn't take me that long to finish off, but that's the first item. The second item is a BB cream. This is from Silky Fit. It's a Korean beauty brand, and it's a concealer BB. This is actually a deluxe sample size of this product. It's a concealer BB. The full size, actually, one side is a BB cream and then the other is a concealer, but this little sample is just the BB cream. So try to use up this. This I'm actually pretty close to having finished, and it's something I definitely will cut into to get all the product, but this one I'm pretty close on, so hopefully we'll see by the next update or the second update maybe if I can have this one finished. Next I have a concealer. It's one of my favorites. This is from Nars. It's the Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly. This is something, if you've watched previous Project 10 pans for me, I've gone through quite a few tubes of this. It's something I wanted to try to finish up within 2018, but then it was in January, I think, I had picked up the Tarte Shape Tape, so I started using that. But I've started using this one a little bit more regularly now, and I want to see if I can try to finish it off by the end of the year. You can see on this side I have a little bit of the side sort of poking through, see-through on the side. But this is one of those products where I use, it's a doe foot applicator with a stopper, kind of typical concealer packaging. So I try to use as much of the product as possible with the stopper, and then I will take the stopper out to try to get every last bit of the product. So we'll see how long this one takes me. I'm not sure if I can have it finished by the end of the year, but I think with consistent use over 5 months, I might be able to. So that's the concealer I'm trying to use up. Then I have a powder. This was also from that Sephora Favorites sort of primer set. It had a few other setting sprays and a powder that weren't necessarily primers, but a lot of base products. But this is a loose powder. It's from Mercier. It's the translucent loose setting powder. I've really been enjoying this. I always think that loose powders are harder to use because they're loose, they're a little bit more messy than a pressed powder, but I've really been enjoying this. It's nice to kind of get the exact amount of powder that I want. It's kind of hard for me to show you, but I'm kind of down to here. I'm more than halfway done with this. This one also shouldn't take me that long. I just kind of naturally using every day, kind of go through it quickly. I feel like this one will still take me a few more months though. But yeah, I'm making some good progress with this one. That's the powder. Then I have a setting spray, or I guess it's also a primer. It was also from that Sephora Favorites kit, but this was the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I really haven't used this as a primer. I've used it maybe a few times like that, and I really should try using it as a primer before I apply my foundation, but I mainly use this as a setting spray. And I've really been enjoying this. It's definitely something, I have one more setting spray from Tarte to use up, but once I've gone through all my setting sprays, it's definitely something I would consider repurchasing. So I don't have much of this left at all. I'm starting down here. This is something else we'll have to see. Maybe by the next update, definitely in an update or two, I should have this one finished off. But that is the setting spray I'm trying to finish off. Next I have some eye products. So I have my eyeshadow primer. Another Nars product. This is the Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. This is also something, if you've watched my previous Project 10 pans, I've gone through a lot of tubes of this as well. And it's similar to the concealer. I currently have the stopper in. It's the Doe Fit applicator. Like, I use it as much as I can with the stopper in, and then I'll eventually take the stopper out to get all of the product. So I definitely think I can have this one finished off. I'm pretty close to being at the point where I'll need to take the stopper out. At least that's how I kind of feel when I use it, because this is something that I do use every day. I do wear eyeshadow every day, and I wear this every time I wear eyeshadow. So yeah, I use this one every day. So definitely think I can have this one finished up in the 5 months. It might take me until the end of the year to finish it off, but I really think that I can have this one finished off by the end of this project. So that's the eyeshadow base. And then I have some eyeshadows that I'm trying to finish off. The first one technically is a highlighter. I guess it's a highlighter, or you can use it as an eyeshadow, but it's more marketed as a highlighter. But this is from the Balm. It's the Mercier Luminizer, but it's a little sample size. So it's like the perfect little eyeshadow size. It's kind of harder to use as a highlighter. But I think for this project, I'll try using it in a variety of different ways. But that's what this one looks like. You can see I've hit massive pan on this. It really is pretty as an eyeshadow, that sort of champagne-y, shimmery sort of color, really pretty. So definitely will be using it as an eyeshadow, but I'll try using it also as a highlighter. But that's where I'm starting with this one. And then the remaining eyeshadows that I'm trying to use up are all from my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. So this is a palette I used for Palette of the Month in July. This is also a palette that I was trying to pan like the second half of 2017. So I'm very familiar with this palette. I wanted to try to pan that palette, but I kind of decided like towards the end of the year that I didn't want to neglect my remaining palette, so that's why I kind of transitioned into doing Palette of the Month. But there are some specific shades from this palette that I do want to use up. And I think for me, it's going to work out better if I'm trying to use up specific shades to more put them in a Project 10 pan and do it that way versus doing like a Palette of the Month. Because that still gives me freedom to use other palettes, or, you know, if I'm kind of bored with the shades that I'm trying to use, I can still, you know, pull other shades from this palette. So the shades that I'm going to try to use up, there's 3 of them. It's the ones I've hit the most pan on. It's Foxy, which is this matte yellow shade. This one is great for work if I want to do a light look. So I'm trying to use up that one. So I'm at a pretty good starting point for that. The other one I'm trying to use up is Suspect, which I've used up this entire corner up here, and then all the middle of the product. I have a little bit up here, which I'll probably use that up first, and then I have some, okay. Let's put that one back. Actually, that was Smog. We'll just leave it out for now. But yeah, I have the like shadow at the bottom of this. And then YDK is the third one I want to try to use up. So this one, I have the pan at the top. It's very thin throughout like the middle of the pan, and then it's a little thicker at the bottom. So we'll see how long that one takes me, but those are the 3 shades that I want to use up from this palette. Then I have a brow gel. This is from Makeup Forever. It's the transparent brow gel. This is something I use every day. I use a clear brow gel. I like using the Benefit Gimme Brow to give a little like tint or color to my brow, and then I set it with a brow gel. So this is the brush on this. It looks a little scary, or the wand, I guess, not the brush, but this looks a little scary, but it's pretty nice. It's doesn't give you like such a firm hold like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one does, but it does like hold my brows in place pretty well. So this, I don't have a ton of product left, so this one with daily use, it shouldn't take me that long, especially, yeah, since I'm using it daily. So we'll see how long this one takes me to finish off. And then finally, I have a few lip products. So I still am working on a few lip products in my other Project 10 pan, but there were some more lip products that I wanted to try to use up this year. The first one, they're both kind of more lip gloss formulas. This is actually from Sephora collection. It's an oil infusion, so it's a little thinner than a typical like loopy sort of lip gloss. But this one is in the shade Bubbly Grenadine. It's a very pretty color. In the packaging, it looks like it'd be super intense, but it's actually really pretty and goes on really sheer, and it's nice either on its own or paired on top of something. This is kind of hard because the bottom, it doesn't like sit up by itself, but I did try to like stand it up so I can mark the product. So this is where I'm starting with this one. So I'm about a third of the way finished through it, so have a good sort of starting point with that. And then the final item, the second lip item, is from Buxom. It's not actually one of their lip gloss formulas, it's one of their full-on lip creams, which is a thicker sort of formula, but still more like a lip gloss than a lipstick or like a liquid lipstick or something like that. This is in the shade Berry Blast. It's really pretty, like the pink is really pretty. It's a very vibrant shade, and you can see where I'm starting with this one. With the Buxoms, I also like to say like where I am in comparison to the letters of the Buxom. So with this, I'm right under the B, kind of at the start of the U. When I've used these up in the past, I felt like every update I was able to use up like a letter's worth of product. So we'll see if it's the same with this. I might get a slower start on these lip items because I'm still working on a lip gloss and a lipstick in my other Project 10 pan. So we'll see how much progress I'm able to make with those products. But that is everything. I'm really excited to start the new Project 10 pan, and I feel like I have a few products that I'll be able to finish off relatively soon, so hopefully it won't be too many updates until I have some finished items. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.